ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः। ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा. So dear devotees, thank you very much for your kind association. We are continuing our reading of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. We are in the Adi Khanda, chapter number 9, and last time we read till verse number 122. So we will continue from chapter 9, Adi Khanda, verse number 123. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur is describing the pilgrimage to the holy places by our beloved Nitai. Sri Nityananda Prabhu, he visited different holy places. So we are reading the description. Last time we read how Nityananda Prabhu visited Sri Ayodhya Dham. And in that regard, we discussed some pastimes of Ayodhya. Verse number 123. तबे गेला गुहक चंडाल राज्य यथा महामूर्छा नित्यानंद पाइले न तथा. Nityananda Prabhu visited Guhaka Chandala, the king named Guha or Guhaka. And who was he? He was the king of the Chandalas, the tribal people who lived in the forest outside Ayodhya. Maha Murcha Nityananda Pailena Tatha. And what happened when Sri Nityananda Prabhu visited the kingdom of Maharaj Guha? He fell down unconscious in ecstasy. Maha Murcha. He fell down unconscious in ecstasy. Nityananda Prabhu. Guhaka Chandala Matra Haila Smarana Tina Dina Achila Anande Achetana. Simply by remembering the activities of Chandal Guhaka, Shri Nityananda Prabhu lost consciousness, and in ecstasy he was lying down for 3 days. Just think about it. Nityananda Prabhu, who is Lakshman, remembering the activities of Maharaj Guha, he remained unconscious for 3 days. There are many pastimes that happened with Maharaj Guha and the Kevat, the boatman, who was a citizen of the kingdom of Maharaj Guha. I would love to describe those pastimes of Sita, Ram, Lakshman in the kingdom of Maharaj Guha. But it will be going away from the script of Chaitanya Bhagavat. So we will leave those discussions for some time around Ram Navami or Dashera. And today we will just continue with the flow of the story of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. So Nityananda Prabhu remembered all the activities of Maharaj Guha and he went in ecstasy. Ye vane achila Thakura Ramachandra dekhiya virahe gadi jaya Nityananda. On seeing the different forests where Lord Ramchandra had resided with Lakshman and with Srimati Sita Devi, Nityananda rolled on the ground in separation. Dekhiya virahe. Viraha means separation. Virahe gadi jaya. He became gadgad and he was rolling in the ground in separation from Sri Ram in the mood of Lakshman. Our Nityananda Prabhu, because he has not met Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu yet in this Leela. Tabe gela Sarayu Kaushiki Kari Snan Tabe gela Paulasta Ashrama Punyasthan. Thereafter, Lord Nityananda took bath in the Sarayu river and the Kaushiki river. These are holy rivers. After that, Nityananda Prabhu went to the ashram of Pulastya Rishi. These are all great devotees. Gomati Gandaki Soma Tirthe Snana Kari Tabe Gela Mahendra Parvata Chudopari. Sri Nityananda Prabhu then went and took bath in the holy rivers, Gomati river. Gomati river is near Dwarka. And the stones, the shilas that you get, white shilas in Gomati river, they are the Dwarka shilas that are to be worshipped alongside Shaligram shilas. It's a very holy river. Gomati river. Gandaki river is where you get Shaligram shila. Gomati river is where you get Dwarka shila. And Gandaki river is where you get Shaligram shilas. Gomati Gandaki Shona Tirthe Snana Kari Tabe Gela Mahendra Parvata Chudopari. Then he went. He took bath in the Shona river, Gomati river, Gandaki river. After taking bath in these 3 holy rivers, Sri Nityananda Prabhu went on top of Mahendra mountain. Parashuma Parashu Ramere Tatha Kari Namaskar Tabe Gela Ganga Janma Bhumi Haridwar. Parashu Ramere Tatha Kari Namaskar. On Mount Mahendra, Sri Nityananda Prabhu met Lord Parshuram and he offered his respects to Lord Parshuram. Tabe gela Ganga Janma Bhumi Haridwar. From there he went to the place where you go to the source of Ganga from Haridwar. Haridwar is where Ganga Devi flows. Pampa Bhimarathi Gela Sapta Godavari Venva Tirtha Vipashaya Majjana Achari. Nityananda Prabhu also took bath in the Pampa river, in the Bhimarathi river, in Godavari river, which is not different from Ganga, in the Venva river and Vipasha rivers. All these holy places, Nityananda Prabhu took bath. Kartika Dekhiya Nityananda Mahamati Shri Parvata Gela Yatha Mahesha Parvati. Kartika Dekhiya, after seeing the son of Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati, Shri Kartikeya, who is the commander-in-chief of all the demigods. After taking darshan of Kartik, or after giving darshan to Kartikeya, Shri Nityananda Prabhu, Mahamati means most intelligent, Nityananda Prabhu, he went to give his darshan to Shri Mahesha Parvati, to Mother Parvati and to Lord Mahesh, Lord Shiva. Shri Parvata Gela Yatha Mahesha Parvati. He went to Shri Shaila. Parvata means Shaila, and it is called Shri Parvat. So Shri Parvat is Shri Shaila. He went to the abode of in Shri Shaila and met Parvati and Lord Shiva. And how do they live there? How do Parvati and Lord Shiva live on Shri Shaila? Brahmana Brahmani Rupe Mahesha Parvati Sei Shri Parvate Dohe Karena Vasati. They live there, Shri Shivji and Shrimati Parvati Devi, they live in the place called Shri Shaila or Shri Parvat in the form of a Brahman and Brahmani. Nobody knows, but that's how they live. They don't live there in the form of Shankar and Parvati. Otherwise, everybody will recognize them. They live there as simple Brahman and Brahmani. But Nityananda Prabhu recognized them and met them. Nija Ishtha Deva Chini Lena Dui Jana Avadhuta Rupe Kare Tirtha Paryatana. As soon as Shankar Bhagwan and Parvati Devi, they saw Shri Nityananda Prabhu, they immediately understood that he is our Ishtadev. Because the Ishtadev of Lord Shiva is Lord Shankarshan, and Lord Sankarshan is Nityananda Prabhu. So they understood that Nija Ishtadeva, their Ishtadev had arrived. Shankar ji and Parvati, they understood. Nija Ishtadeva Chini Lena Dui Jana Avadhuta Rupe Kare Tirtha Paryatana. They understood that their Ishtadev is doing Paryatan, is going on pilgrimage in the form of Avadhuta Rupe, in the form of an Avadhut. They understood. Parama Santosha Dohe Atithi Dekhiya Paka Kari Lena Devi Harashita Haya. So when Srimati Parvati Devi saw that her Ishtadev, Lord Nityananda Prabhu, had come to Sri Shaila in the form of an Avadhut, she was very happy to receive an Atithi, a guest, in the form her Ishtadev in the form of a guest. She was very happy. Parama Santosha Dohe. Both of them, Shankarji, Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati, both of them were very happy. Parama Santosha. They were supremely happy. Atithi Dekhiya. Seeing an Atithi, seeing a guest like Nityananda Prabhu, their Ishtadev. Paka Kari Lena Devi Harashita Haya. What did Devi do? What did Devi Parvati do? Paka Kari Lena. She immediately started cooking for Lord Nityananda Prabhu. Mother Parvati is cooking for Lord Nityananda Prabhu. She's so happy. This teaches us that whatever our core competences, whatever our abilities are, we should use them in the service of Krishna. Parama Adare Bhiksha Dilena Prabhure Hasi Nityananda Dohe Kare Namaskare. They both, Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati, with great love and affection, they fed Nityananda Prabhu. And Nityananda Prabhu accepted Bhiksha. He accepted their gift. And Hasi Nityananda Dohe Kare Namaskar. And then he departed after offering his namaskar to Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati. Ki antara katha haila Krishna se jane ne tabe Nityananda Prabhu Dravide galena. After having nice Krishna Katha, confidential Krishna Katha with Shivji and Mother Parvati, our Nityananda Prabhu, after having Krishna Katha with Shankarji and Parvati, he went to South India, Dravida Deshe. He went to South India. Dekhiya Vyankatanath Kama Koshtipuri Kanchigiya Saridwara Gelena Kaveri. Lord Nityananda Prabhu then visited Lord Venkatanath, Lord Venkateshwar, Balaji, Tirupati. Kama Koshtipuri, he went to Kanchipur, and where Lord Varadraj lives, and he took darshan of Kaveri, where Shri Ranganath ji lives, Ranganath, which is then Kaveri is the best of the river. Tabe gela Shri Ranganath hera punyasthan, tabe kari lena hari kshetre re payan. Then after visiting Kaveri, there is an island in the river Kaveri called where Lord Ranganath temple is there. So Lord Nityananda Prabhu visited the temple of Lord Ranganath. Just see. Tabe gela Shri Ranganath hera punyasthan. He visited the punyasthan, the holy abode of Lord Ranganath. And after that, he went to Tabikari Lena Hari Kshetre Re Payan. And then he went to Shri Hari Kshetra. Hari Kshetra. Then what did Nityananda Prabhu do? Rishabha Parvate gela Dakshina Mathura Kritamala Tamarparni Yamuna Uttara. Nityananda Prabhu then visited Rishabha mountain. At this Rishabh mountain, later on Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to meet Sri Paramananda Puri and invite him to join him in Jagannath Puri. Paramananda Puri is an incarnation of Sri Uddhavji. So Rishabha mountain connected to Lord Rishabhadev, incarnation of Krishna. So Nityananda Prabhu visited Rishabha mountain. Then he went to Dakshina Mathura, which is the Mathura of South India, Madurai. So Nityananda Prabhu went to Madurai, Dakshina Mathura. Kritamala, he went to Kritamala, Tamraparni, and Uttar Yamuna rivers, 3 rivers. Kritamala river comes in Srimad Bhagavatam. It is the place where Maharaj Satyavrat, he found Lord Matsyadev as a small fish. He was taking his bath in the Kritamala river. King Satrajit, King Satyavrat, he was taking his bath in the Kritamala river and he found Lord Matsyadev, a small fish, and brought him in a pot to his palace. And then he kept on growing. So that happened in the river Kritamala. And so all these holy places, Shri Nityananda Prabhu visited. Malaya Parvata Gela Agastya Alaye Tahara O Rishtahaila Dekhi Mahashaye. Shri Nityananda Prabhu visited the ashram of Agastya Rishi. This was the ashram that Lord Ramachandra, along with Lakshman, had visited before the war. And it was Agastya Muni who had given the weapon to Lord Ram to kill Ravan. So, Malaya Parvata Gela Agastya Alaye. Agastya Rishi lives on the Malaya hills. So, Agastya Alaye. Alaye means the house. He went to the ashram of Agastya Rishi. And Tahara O Hrishta Haila Dekhi Mahashaya, and seeing Nityananda Mahashaya, all the residents of the ashram of Agastya Rishi, the hermitage of Agastya Rishi, all his followers, along with Agastya Rishi, Hrishta, they became Harshit, they became very happy to see Nityananda Prabhu. Tasabara Atithi Haila Nityananda Badari Kashrame Gela Parama Ananda. So Nityananda Prabhu became the guest of all those devotees, Agastya Rishi and his followers. Nityananda Prabhu became a guest in their ashram at Agastya Alaye, the hermitage of Agastya Rishi. And then what happened? Badarika Ashrame Gela Parama Ananda. Nityananda Prabhu went in great ecstasy to Badarika Ashram, north. Tatadina Nara Narayanera Ashrame Achilena Nityananda Parama Nirjane. So Nityananda Prabhu, he lived in seclusion. Nirjan means seclusion. He lived in seclusion for some days, where at the ashram of Naranarayan Rishi. This was also the desire of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna could not spend much time in Badrika Ashram and with Naranarayan Rishi and the followers. So therefore, Lord Krishna, before his Maushala Leela, he told Sri Uddhavji that you must go to Badrika Ashram and give association to Naranarayan Rishi and their followers over there, sadhus living over there. You must. So Nityananda Prabhu also is going there to give even more mercy to Naranarayan Rishi. Katadina Naranarayanera Ashrame Achilena Nityananda Parama Nirjane. And there he gave them private time, Nirjane. He gave them time there. Tabe Nityananda Gela Vyasera Alaye Vyasachi Nilena Bala Rama Mahashaye. Then Nityananda Prabhu went further higher up in the Himalayan mountains, where there is the very holy place of residence of Sri Vyasadev. Ordinary human beings cannot go there. So Tabe Nityananda Gela Vyasera Alaya. He went to the ashram of Sri Vyasadev. Sripad Madhvacharya also had visited that place. Vyasachi Nilena Bala Rama Mahashaye. And as soon as Sri Vyasadev saw Lord Nityananda Prabhu, he immediately understood that Vyasachi Nilena. Vyasadev understood that Balram Mahashaye. That is Nityananda Prabhu is Balram. Tabe Nityananda Gela Vyasera Alaye Vyasachi Nilena Balarama Mahashaye. He recognized, Vyasdev recognized that this is my Balram. This is my Balram. Nityananda Prabhu. Verse number 143. Sakshad Hayya Vyasa Atithya Karila Prabhu O Vyasera Danda Pranata Haila. Srila Vyasdev personally received Nityananda Prabhu as his Atithi, as his guest. And what did Lord Nityananda Prabhu do? Prabhu O Vyasere Danda Pranata Haila. Dandavat Pranam. He gave Dandavat Pranam to Srila Vyasadev, our Nityananda Prabhu. Tabe Nityananda Gela Bauddhera Bhavana Dekhile na Prabhu Vasi Ache Bauddha Gana. Then Nityananda Prabhu went to the place of Lord Buddha, where all the Buddhists live. And he saw that all the Buddhists were sitting together. Vasi Ache Bauddha Gana. Bauddha Gana means Buddhists. They were sitting there. Jidnyasena Prabhu Keha Uttara na kare Kruddhaya Prabhu Lathi Marilena Shire Palaila Bauddha Gana Hasiya Hasiya Vane Brahme Nityananda Nirbhaya Haya. When Sri Nityananda Prabhu saw the Buddhists, who are actually atheists, they don't believe in Krishna, Lord Nityananda Prabhu asked them a question, but they could not reply. Uttara na kare. They could not give a reply. Then, Kruddhaya Prabhu. Our Nityananda Prabhu is Akaroda Paramananda. He doesn't get angry. But Nityananda Prabhu got angry at the Buddhists because they're atheists. And Latha Mari Lena Shire. Lord Nityananda Prabhu kicked them. Kicked the Buddhists in the head. Our Nitai. Nityananda Prabhu kicked Shivananda Sen in the chest. And Nityananda Prabhu kicked the Buddhists on the head. This is great mercy. Because when Sri Nityananda Prabhu kicks someone on the head, the dust from the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Prabhu comes on their head. And just by being, who would not want to be kicked by Nityananda Prabhu? I want to be kicked millions of times. Sri Nityananda Prabhu is kicking us. We can get the touch of the soft lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Sushitala. Nityananda Prabhu's Pada Kamala, his lotus feet, Koti Chandra Sushitala, they are more Sushital, they are more cooling than millions and millions of moons. We are burning, Tapta Jivanam. We are burning in separation from Krishna. Tapta Jivanam in this material world. But Sri Nityananda Prabhu's lotus feet give us full protection and give us nice cooling shade. Nitai Pada Kamala, Koti Chandra Sushitala. Nityananda Prabhu is so merciful that he gave his lotus feet to the Buddhists who are atheists. Palaila Bauddha Gana Hasiya Hasiya. And all the Buddhists smiled and ran away. They didn't understand the importance of Nityananda Prabhu's lotus feet. Receiving Shri Nitai's lotus feet on one's head. They could not understand. So anyway, they found it funny and they ran away. Hasiya Hasiya. And our Nityananda Prabhu, Vane Brahme Nityananda Nirbhaya Hayya. Nityananda Prabhu fearlessly, he roamed about in the forests. Tabe Prabhu Ailena Kanyaka Nagara Durga Devi Dekhi Gela Dakshina Sagara. You see the transcendental madness of our Gaur Leela Vyasadev, Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur. Just see this description of Nitai's Paryatan, description of Nityananda Prabhu's pilgrimage. There is no order. Nityananda Prabhu is going to Badrinath. Then he is going to Rishabh Mountain in the South India. Then he is going to meet Vyasadev. There is no sequence. Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur is not describing this in any sequence. He is in ecstasy. Describing the activities of his Nitai. Our Vrindavan Das Thakur is in complete ecstasy. This is madness, my dear friends. Vyasadeva doesn't write like this. This is the difference between, transcendental difference between the writings of Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, and the language of the Upanishads, the language of the Shruti Shastras. They are very formal. The Shruti Shastras, they instruct us like a guru. But Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur and Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, they are describing this in utter madness, transcendental madness. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, what is happening to him? He's describing the Antya Leela pastimes in the Adi Leela and says, I don't know if I will survive or not. I don't know if I will live. I am old man. Let me just give them now. Because in the entire Chaitanya Charitamrita, the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri, when he is in the mood of Srimati Radharani, that mood of Srimati Radharani, which Srimati Radharani manifested when Uddhav came, with the Uddhav Sandesh. When Uddhav came from Mathura to Sri Vrindavan Dham, the mood of intense separation and Vipralambha that Srimati Radhika Rani manifested. Ai Dina Dayardra Nath He Mathura Nath Kadava Lokyase Hridayam Tvad Aloka Kataram Brahmyati Daita Brahmyati Kim Karomyam. Oh my Daita, oh my Prananath Krishna, what will I do in separation from you? I don't know. I don't know what I will do without you. My heart is breaking in separation from you. That mood of Srimati Radharani in intense separation from Krishna, experiencing that mood was the primary internal reason for Mahaprabhu's advent. And therefore, in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, in the Adi Leela, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describes the Antya Leela, the end of the Antya Leela, in a nutshell, in one chapter. In ecstasy that I don't know whether I will live or not. So this is ecstasy. These books like Prema Vivarta also, nothing, there is no, in Prema Vivarta, Srila Jagadananda Pandit, there is no sequence. And he says that Swarup Damodar Goswami came and he saw the manuscript of Prema Vivarta. Srila Jagadananda Pandit writes, our Swarup Damodar Goswami, who is the leader of all Gaudiyas, he came and he saw my manuscript and he says, you should write in a proper order. What are you writing? And Sri Jagadananda Pandit says, I told Swarup Damodar Goswami that I am a madman and whatever comes to my heart, the pen is writing. It is not in any sequence. Please forgive me. And then he says that Swarup Damodar Goswami, after that he left. You write. Whatever is in your heart, you write. This is the dasha, this is the situation of Gaura Premi Bhaktas, Gaura Priyajan. They are in transcendental madness. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also is in transcendental madness. There are chapters describing the transcendental activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the 6 Goswamis are also in Unmad, in divine madness, as described in the Shad Goswami Ashtakam by Srila Srinivas Acharya. They are in a divine madness. And so are our authors, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur and Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Srila Jagadananda Pandit. They are all in ecstasy. Therefore, you see this description of Nityananda Prabhu's Paryatan, his pilgrimage tour. It is in absolutely no order, here and there. So this is ecstasy. This is very beautiful. So after kicking the Buddhists in North India on their head and giving their mercy, after meeting Vyasdev, there is description of Kanyakumari. Think about that. Where is the abode of Vyasdev? It's very high up in the Himalayas, Badrinath. And actually it is, there's a name for that place where Vyasdev actually, where Srimad Madhvacharya, up to Badrinath, human beings can go. Uttar Badri, or there is some specific name, Divya Badri or some, I'm not able to remember now. If someone knows, you can tell. But there is a place, it's the Divya abode of Vyasdev, where Vyasdev lives. It is not accessible in a human body. It's a heavenly abode. Nityananda went there. Srimad Madhvacharya also went there, because Srimad Madhvacharya is Siddhashyam. No, it has got a different name. I heard it in a lecture of Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj on Srimad Madhvacharya. I'm not able to remember. So there is Badrinath. There is a Uttar Badri or some like that. Some name is there. I have to see. I will try to research and I will get back next time. But so see, that is like way high up in the Himalayas. And after that, directly there is description of Kanyakumari, which is the southernmost tip. तबे प्रभु आई लेना कन्या का नगर, दुर्गा देवी देखी गेला दक्षिण सागर. He went to Kanyakumari and there he had darshan of Durga Devi, Kanyakumari, Durga Devi, and he went to see the Dakshina Sagar. He went to see the southern ocean. Adi Badri Narayan, our Dhir Krishna Prabhu is saying. Something like that. Adi word is there. Adi Badri probably. I have to see. I have the book there. The life of Shripad Madhvacharya. I'll check. Tabe Nityananda gela Shri Anantapure Taba gela Pancha Apsa Rara Sarovare. Then Shri Nityananda Prabhu went to Anantapur. And after that he went to Panchapsara Kunda. Gokarnakhya Gela Prabhu Shivera Mandire Kerale Trigarta ke Bule Ghare Ghare. Then Shri Nityananda Prabhu visited Lord Shiva in a temple known as Gokarna. And then Kerala. Lord Nityananda Prabhu visited Kerala. Kerala is a state that was created by Lord Parshuram, where he threw his axe. The land manifested there in the ocean. That is Kerala, very holy place. So Shri Nityananda Prabhu visited Kerala and the various places in Trigarta. This Trigarta kingdom is mentioned in Mahabharata also. The fighters from Trigarta had come. Whole army had come. One Akshayahuni army had come in the Kurukshetra war. Dvaipayani Arya Dekhi Nityananda Rai Nirvindhya Payoshni Tapti Brahmena Lilae. Shri Nityananda Prabhu also visited goddess Parvati, who dwells on an island near Gokarna. Lord Nityananda also visited the Nirvindhya river, Payoshni river, and Tapti rivers. These are all holy rivers. Reva Mahishmati Puri Malla Tirth Hegela Surparaka Diya Prabhu Pratichi Chalila. Shri Nitai went to the city of Mahishmati on the banks of the Reva river. This is connected to the pastime of Lord Parshuram. And he saw Malla Tirtha. Lord Nityananda Prabhu then passed through the holy district of Surparaka on his way west. Eimata Abhaya Paramananda Rai Brahme Nityananda Bhaya Nahika Kahai. Our Nityananda Prabhu is called Abhay. Eimata Abhaya Paramananda Rai Brahme Nityananda Bhaya Nahika Kahai. He traveled fearlessly without fear of anyone. Nirantara Krishna Veshe Sharira Avasha. Nirantara Krishna Veshe Sharira Avasha Kshane Kande Kshane Hase Ke Bhuje Se Rasa. So Nirantara Krishna Aveshe. Nityananda Prabhu had Krishna Avesh Nirantar, continuously. He was in ecstasy of Krishna Prem. Sharira Avasa. Vasha means to be under control. Avasha means not under control. Nityananda Sharira Avasha. Nityananda Prabhu did not have control over his body. Kshane Kande. Sometimes he would momentarily cry. Kshane Hase. At other times he would laugh. Ke bhuje se rasa. Who can understand the rasa, the transcendental mood of Shri Nityananda Prabhu? Eimata Nityananda Prabhura Brahmana Daive Madhavendra Saha Haila Darashana. Now we come to an ecstatic point in the Paryatan, in the pilgrimage of Shri Nityananda Prabhu. Eimata Nityananda Prabhura Brahmana. In this way, our Nityananda Prabhu traveled. By will of providence, Daive means by will of providence, what happened? Daive Madhavendra Saha Haila Darshana. By providence, he met with Shripad Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri is a Kalpavriksha tree from the confidential Nikunja of Shri Goloka Vrindavan, where Radha and Krishna perform their most confidential pastimes. From those forest groves, a Kalpavriksha tree is Shripad Madhvacharya. In the Rasa Sthali, where Radha and Krishna perform their Rasa Leela, Even the trees are in Madhuraras. They should not be misunderstood to be in Shantaras, like ordinary trees. They are having Madhura Prem because they are participating in Krishna's Madhura Leela, Krishna's Shringar Rasa. They are participating in the Adi Rasa. So these trees also have that bhav. And Shripad Madhavendra Puri is a Kalpavriksha tree from the confidential Nikunjas of Goloka Vrindavan, a place where the elder gopis and gopas do not come, a place where Krishna's friends also do not come. The gopas, they do not come. Even the Priyanarma Sakhas, they also don't come, like Subal. They also don't come in those confidential Nikunjas. And Shripad Madhavendra Puri is from there. A very confidential associate of Srimati Radharani. And therefore Shripad Madhavendra Puri is the seed of the Madhura Ras, the fifth Ras, the conjugal Ras that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give. The seed is Shripad Madhavendra Puri. He is the first Acharya to give us, to teach us Radhadasyam, that service to Srimati Radharani is the goal for Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Mahyam Atma Pada Padma Dasya Dastu Shri Radhika. This is the mission statement, this is the motto of all Gaudiya Vaishnavas that Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has given us in Govinda Lilamrit. Mahyam Atma Pada Padma Dasya Dastu Radhika. So this conception that Srimati Radharani is the greatest, Srimati Radharani is the source of the highest pleasure for Krishna. Govinda Nandini Radha, Govinda Mohini, Govinda Sarvasva Sarva Kanta Shiromani. Sarva Kanta Shiromani. Srimati Radharani is the crest jewel of all the Kantas, all the gopis. She is the supreme gopi. Gopi Jana Chudamani Shri Radhe. So this concept was given for the very first time by Shripad Madhavendra Puri. Shripad Madhavendra Puri is the Guru Maharaj of spiritual giants like Shri Nityananda Prabhu, Shri Pundarik Vidyanidhi, Shri Paramananda Puri, and others. He is the spiritual master of Shri Ishwar Puri, Shripad Madhavendra Puri. So he is Jagat Guru. Shripad Madhavendra Puri is Jagat Guru. Brahmanda Tarite Shakti Dhare Jane Jane. He is a very confidential associate of Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And Shri Nityananda Prabhu is going to meet his Gurudev. That description is now coming. So let's be very attentive. Ei mata Nityananda Prabhura Brahmana Daive Madhavendra Saha Haila Darashana. Shri Nityananda Prabhu met Shri Madhavendra Puri. There's a very beautiful purport by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. I want to read it, so please pay attention. Shri Madhavendra Puri is a renowned Vaishnava sannyasi and spiritual master in the Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. The seed of the desire tree of devotional service served by the Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya first fructified in Shri Madhavendra Puri. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 9, verse number 10. And this is also there in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Ante Leela, chapter 8, verse number 34. Before Shripad Madhavendra Puri, the symptoms of devotional service based on conjugal mellows were not found in the Sri Madhva Sampradaya. His disciples include Sri Ishwar Puri, Sri Advaita Prabhu, Sri Advaita Acharya, Sri Paramananda Puri, Sri Brahmananda Puri, Sri Ranga Puri, Sri Pundarik Vidyanidhi, and Sri Raghupati Upadhyaya. Sri Madhva Sampradaya, or the disciplic succession of the Gaudiya Vaishnava branch, is listed in the Sri Gaura Ganodesh and the Sri Prameya Ratnavali, and in a book written by Sri Gopal Guru Goswami. It is also quoted in the Sri Bhakti Ratnakar. The Sri Brahma Madhva Gaudiya disciplic succession is given in the Sri Gaura Ganodesh Dipika as follows. Lord Brahma, the creator of the universe, became the disciple of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Narayan. Lord Brahma's disciple was Shripad Narada Muni. Shripad Narada Muni's disciple is Srila Vyasadeva. Shri Vyasadeva then transmitted transcendental knowledge to his disciple Shri Shukadev Goswami, his son and disciple Shukdev Goswami. Madhvacharya's disciple was the exalted Padmanabhacharya. So Shripad Madhvacharya also took Diksha from Shri Vyasadeva. Shri Madhvacharya's disciple is Padmanabhacharya. Shri Padmanabhacharya's disciple was Shri Narhari, whose disciple was Shri Madhava. Shri Madhava's disciple was Shri Akshobhya. Shri Akshobhya's disciple was Shri Jayatirtha, whose disciple was Shri Jnana Sindhu. Shri Jnana Sindhu's disciple was Shri Mahanidhi, whose disciple was Shri Vidyanidhi. Shri Vidyanidhi's disciple was Shri Rajendra, whose disciple was Jayadharma Muni. Among Shri Jayadharma Muni's disciples was Shripad Vishnupuri, the famous author of the Bhakti Ratnavali. Another disciple of Shri Jayadharma was Shri Purushottam, whose disciple was Vyasatirtha. Shri Vyasatirtha wrote the famous book Shri Vishnu Samhita. Shri Vyasatirtha's disciple was Shriman Lakshmipati, who was like a great reservoir of the nectar of devotional service. Shri Lakshmipati's disciple was Shripad Madhavendra Puri. This is the disciplic succession from Lord Krishna to Shripad Madhavendra Puri. Shripad Madhavendra Puri's disciple is Shriman Ishwar Puri. Shri Ishwar Puri carefully understood the conjugal mellows of love for Lord Krishna and was able to distribute that fruit to others. Shri Advaita Acharya displayed the sentiments of servitorship and friendship for Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu accepted Shriman Ishwar Puri as his spiritual master. So Shri Ishwar Puri Maharaj's disciple is Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu proceeded to flood the entire world with spontaneous transcendental love for Krishna. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami offers obeisances to Shri Madhavendra Puri as follows. Yasmai datum chorayan kshira bhandam gopinatha kshira chora bhido abhut Shri Gopala pradurasid Vashasan yat premna tam madhavendram natosmi. Yasmai datum chorayan kshira bhandam gopinatha kshira chora bhido bhut Shri Gopala pradurasid vashasan yat premnatam madhavendram natosmi. This is a pranam mantra for Shripad Madhavendra Puri, composed by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. I offer my respectful obeisances to Shripad Madhavendra Puri, who was given a pot of sweet rice stolen by Shri Gopinath. Gopinatha kshira chora bhido bhut. He was given a pot of sweet rice stolen by Gopinath, celebrated thereafter as Kshira Chor Gopinath. Being pleased by Madhavendra Puri's love, Shri Gopal the deity at Govardhan, appeared to the public vision. For a description of Sri Gopal and Sri Kshirachor Gopinath, one may see Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela chapter 4, verses 21 to 197. The pastimes of Sri Madhavendra Puri is traveling alone to Sri Vrindavan, and on the pretext of giving him milk, Lord Krishna's appearing before Sri Puripad as he sat under a tree on the banks of Govinda Kund are described in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela chapter 4, verses 23 to 33, and then 16 to 271. By first accepting a Shanodiya Brahman as his disciple and then accepting lunch from him, he established the etiquette of Daiva Varnashram through his pure behavior and rejected the endeavors of the Adaiva Varnashram followers who are averse to pure devotional service, who consider the Vaishnavas as belonging to a particular caste and who lick the feet of the Smarta communities who disregard Mahaprasad. Look at Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's strong preaching. He's saying that these Smarta Brahmans lick. There are some Adaiva Varnashram followers. There is Daiva Varnashram that Srila Prabhupada established, and there is Adaiva Varnashram. Daiva Varnashram, Krishna is the focus. Krishna is the center. Krishna is the destination. Krishna is the goal. Vasudeva Param Jnanam, Vasudeva Param Tapah, Vasudevo Parodharmo, Vasudeva Paragati. Vasudeva is the aim of dharma and Vasudeva is the ultimate destiny. This is Daiva Varnashram. And there is Adaiva Varnashram, where the focus is Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. So, Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada is saying that the Adaiva Varnashram followers lick the feet of the Smarta communities who disregard Mahaprasad. So this is very important, my dear friends. This Sanodya Brahman was later on visited by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as the topmost sannyasi, Yatijana Chudamani, the crest jewel of all sannyasis, he accepted prasad in the house of this Sanodya Brahman. And there it is explained that even the Sanodya Brahman was hesitating to feed Mahaprabhu. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that my Param Gurudev, Shripad Madhavendra Puri, has accepted prasad at your place. Therefore, I will also accept. This is Daiva Varnashram. We offer respect based on one's advancement in Krishna consciousness, not based on one's birth in a particular clan. Chaturvarnam Maya Srushtam Guna Karma Vibhagasha. Based on activities and qualities. If somebody's activities, acharan, is like a Brahman, if someone's karma, activities are like a Brahman, that person is a Brahman and should be treated as such. But someone is born in a Brahman family, but the guna, the qualities of that person, and the karma, the activities of that person, is not Brahminical, then why should that person be treated like a Brahman? Because that person is Brahman only in name. Chaturvarna Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhaka, Lord Krishna says. He angrily rejected and chastised Ramachandra Puri for his offense to the spiritual master and embraced and blessed Sri Ishwar Puri with the words, Krishna Matirastu. May you obtain the wealth of love for Krishna, for his unalloyed devotion to the spiritual master. Guru Sevak. Sri Ishwar Puri Maharaj was a Guru Sevak, whereas Sri Ramachandra Puri was a Guru Aparadhi. Both were God brothers. Both were disciples of Jagat Guru, Shripad Madhavendra Puri. But both had different destinations because their attitude towards Guru was different. Therefore, we must be Guru Sevak. Always Guru Sevak. The Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 8.33 to 35 describes how Shripad Madhavendra Puri passed away from the material world, absorbed in feelings of transcendental separation, while reciting the following verse. Ai Deena Dayardranatha he Mathuranath Kadavalokya se Hridayam Twadaloka Kataram Daita Brahmyati Kim Karomyaham. O my Lord Krishna, O Dayardranath, O most merciful master. Hey Mathura Nath, O master of Mathura, when shall I see you again? Kadava Lokyase, when shall I see you again? Radharani is saying this in separation from Krishna. When Uddhav came, this is what Uddhav saw. Hridayam tvad aloka kataram. By not seeing you, aloka, by not seeing you, hridaya kataram. My heart is agitated and unsteady. Daita, O most beloved one, Brahmyati kim karomyaham. I am completely bewildered and unsteady. What shall I do now? Kim karomyaham. What shall I do? What shall I do? This is Madhanakya Mahabhav. This is the highest Mahabhav, which can never be experienced by anyone, any mortal. Verse number 155. Madhavendra Puri Prema Maya Kalevara Aha. Madhavendra Puri Prema Maya Kalevara. The body of Shripad Madhavendra Puri is made up of Krishna Prem. Made up of Krishna Prem. Gaura Prema Maya Tanu Pandit Gadadhara. Srimati Radharani comes as Pandit Gadadhar. And what is Pandit Gadadhar? Gadadhar Pandit's body made up of Gaura Prem. Gaura, Srila Narottama Thakur is writing, Gaura Prema Maya Tanu Pandit Gadadhara Srinivasa Haridasa Doyara Sagar. Similarly, Madhavendra Puri Prema Maya Kalevara Prema Maya Jata Sabha Sange Anuchara. The body of Shripad Madhavendra Puri was made up of ecstatic love for Krishna. Prema Maya Kalevara. And his followers partook of those same sentiments. Prema Maya Jata Sabha Sange Anuchara. All the Anuchara, all the followers of Shripad Madhavendra Puri received that dhara of Radha Krishna Prem, Gopi Prem, Gopi Bhav from Shripad Madhavendra Puri. This was revolutionary. Madhavendra Puri, Shripad Madhavendra Puri was a pioneer of this. He gave this very special form of Vrajras, this Ujjvala Ras. And the disciples got it. Therefore, my dear friends, one must choose one's guru wisely. Because our spiritual advancement depends on Shri Guru. And the disciples will receive the same bhav, those same qualities as Shri Guru. This is a known fact, my dear friends. We only have to observe, look around us, and we see this happening. So therefore, we will receive the mercy, the sentiments, transcendental sentiments from our Guru. Diksha Guru and Shiksha Guru, both we will receive. And therefore, we should choose Shri Guru that is matching with the mood that we want to inculcate, the mood that we want to develop. And the example for this is Dukhi Krishna Das. He was a disciple. Dukhi Krishna Das was a disciple of Sri Hriday Chaitanya, who is a Sakha. He is in the mood of a Gopa, Sakhya Bhav. But Dukhi Krishna Das, he naturally wanted to inculcate Gopi Bhav. And therefore, with the blessings of his Guru, Sri Hriday Chaitanya Prabhu, with his blessings and permission, our Dukhi Krishna Das came to Vrindavan Dham and took shelter of a Manjari, Sri Jiva Goswami, accepted Sri Jiva Goswami as his Shiksha Guru, even though he was a Diksha disciple of Hriday Chaitanya Prabhu. And then from Jiva Goswami, Hriday Chaitanya, he got so much mercy, he made so much advancement, living in Vrindavan under the guidance of Sri Jiva Goswami, that within a short time he had darshan of Srimati Lalita Sakhi. and he was able to meet Srimati Radharani face to face. And our Dukhi Krishnadas became Sri Shyamananda Pandit. This is the power of Sri Guru. This was Jiva Goswami's gift to Dukhi Krishnadas, that he became Shyamananda Pandit. So therefore, we get this from Sri Guru. Jara Shishya Prabhu Acharya Vara Gosai Ki Kahiba Aratara Premera Badai. What more can I say about the devotion of he who was the spiritual master of Sri Advaita Acharya? This is a glorification of Sripad Madhavendra Puri. Sripad Madhavendra Puri was the guru of Sri Advaita Acharya. So Srila Krishnadas, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur is saying, what can I say about Sripad Madhavendra Puri? He was the guru of Sri Advaita Acharya. I forgot to read one verse, verse number 156. Krishna rasa vinu ara nahika ahara Madhavendra Puri dekhe Madhavendra Puri dehe Krishnera vihara Tomara hridaya sada Govinda Vishrama. Krishna rasa vinu ara nahika ahara. The only diet that Sri Madhavendra Puri accepted was Krishna rasa. Krishna rasa vinu ara nahika ahara. He would not accept anything other than Krishna rasa. He had a yachak vritti. He would not even do madhukari. He was completely atmaram, completely satisfied, just doing bhajananandi, because he was tasting Krishna rasa. That was his ahara, that was his sustenance. Krishna rasa vinu ara nahika ahara Madhavendra Puri dehe Krishnera vihara. Krishna did vihara. Krishna enjoyed his pastimes in the body of Sripad Madhavendra Puri. The body of Sripad Madhavendra Puri was the Leela ground, was the Leela Sthali for Krishna. This is the greatness of a devotee. Therefore, Tirthi Kurvanti Tirthani. Sripad Madhavendra Puri is going on a Tirtha Yatra. So is Sripad Nityananda Prabhu. So is Srila Nityananda Prabhu. And Sripad Madhavendra Puri and Sri Nityananda Prabhu are meeting. But actually, they are not going on pilgrimage. They are creating places of pilgrimage. Wherever Sri Nityananda Prabhu visited, wherever Sripad Madhavendra Puri visited, those places have become holy. That is the power they have, these pure devotees. Madhava Puri dekhi lena Nityananda tatakshane preme murcha haila nispada. When Sri Nityananda Prabhu saw Sri Madhavendra Puri, Sri Nityananda Prabhu became stunned. Tatakshane preme murcha. Immediately he became stunned. And haila nispanda. And he fell to the ground unconscious. Nityananda Prabhu fell to the ground unconscious simply by having darshan of Sripad Madhavendra Puri. This is Sripad Madhavendra Puri. Verse number 159. Nityanande dekhi matra Shri Madhava Puri padila murchita hai apana pasari. And what was the effect on Sripad Madhavendra Puri? So Shri Nityananda Prabhu had darshan of Sripad Madhavendra Puri, and in ecstasy he fainted, went unconscious, fell unconscious to the ground in great ecstasy, seeing such a great devotee. And what was the effect of taking darshan of Shri Nityananda Prabhu on Sripad Madhavendra Puri? Nityanande dekhi matra Shri Madhavendra Puri padila murchita hai apana pasari. Seeing Nityananda Prabhu, Sripad Madhavendra Puri forgot himself. Apana pasari, forgot himself, and padila murchita. He fell unconscious also. So both of them fell down unconscious. Both of them fell unconscious. Now there is a very beautiful verse coming up, but we'll keep it for next Sunday, Krishna willing. So we stopped at verse number 159. We will continue from verse number 160 next time, because it is 9 o'clock. And this was the effect of the divine meeting between Sripad Madhavendra Puri and Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Such ecstatic pastimes. So let us remember this divine meeting. And I will stop here. Jagat Guru, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Chaitanya Bhagavad ki jai, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Mahashay ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So there are a few hands raised. So dear devotees, You can kindly unmute yourself. Kirtida Sundari Mataji, you can unmute yourself, and then Krishna. Kirtida Sundari Mataji, are you not able to unmute yourself?
Okay, I was sitting on mute, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Glories to you, Prabhu. Thank you for
Yes.
the beautiful session. So, just one doubt that you mentioned that Nityananda Prabhu was a disciple of Madhavendra Puri.
Yes, yes.
But in text 154, where the disciples are being mentioned, nowhere it is mentioned that Nityananda Prabhu was a disciple of Madhavendra Puri, because even I heard that Nityananda Prabhu is a disciple of Lakshmipati Puri, whose disciple is Madhavendra Puri. So they both were god brothers.
Yeah, so that also version is there, but he at least accepted Shripad Madhavendra Puri as his Shiksha Guru. Nityananda Prabhu. He accepted Shripad Madhavendra Puri as his Shiksha Guru. And I think this comes little ahead in the subsequent verses.
Okay, no worries, Prabhu. I don't want to take your time. Just
no.
About.
So yeah, this is mentioned ahead, Mataji. Somewhere I remember reading it.
Actually, Nityananda Prabhu took initiation from Lakshmipati Tirtha, right?
So see here, go to verse number 188.
188. Okay.
So we stopped at 159. Go to 188 verse. Madhavendra Prati Nityananda Mahashaya Guru Buddhi Vyatirikta Arana Kare. So here it is clearly said that Nityananda Prabhu considered Shripad Madhavendra Prabhu to be his guru and nothing less. It's clearly mentioned. And in the purport, what you are saying is also mentioned, Mataji. Some people say, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada is writing, some people say that according to the accepted and listed disciplic succession of the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, Shri Nityananda Prabhu was a disciple of Shri Madhavendra Puri. And some people say that Shri Nityananda Prabhu was a disciple of Shri Lakshmipati Tirtha, which means that he was a god brother of Shri Madhavendra Puri. An ancient verse quoted in the fifth wave of the Bhakti Ratnakar states, Nityananda Prabhum Vande Shrimal Lakshmipati Priyam Madhva Sampradayananda Vridhanam Bhaktavatsalam. I worship Shri Nityananda Prabhu, who is very dear to Shri Lakshmipati Tirtha. He increased the happiness of the Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya and was always affectionate to the devotees. The consideration of God brotherhood is not separate from the consideration of Guru. For the same reason that even though there is a difference between a historical incident and the description of that incident, both point to the same thing. The bogus Guru Sampradaya that follows the Smarthas does not maintain a cordial relationship with the pure Vaishnavas, but has learned to illegitimately protect its selfish pride. So here, both the versions are mentioned in the Bhakti Ratnakar of Sri Narahari Chakravarti. It is mentioned that Sri Nityananda Prabhu was very dear to Lakshmipati Tirtha. It doesn't say that he was a disciple though. It says he was very dear. But yes, some people say that he was a disciple of Sri Lakshmipati Tirtha. That version is also there. And here it is mentioned that in this verse number 188 of Chaitanya Bhagavad, directly it is mentioned that Sri Nityananda Prabhu considered Sri Madhavendra Puri as his Guru Buddhi. So whether this is Diksha Guru or this is Shiksha Guru, that has not been clarified. But Nityananda Prabhu accepted Sri Madhavendra Puri as his Guru. That is clearly mentioned in this verse. Verse number 188. Is that okay, Kirta Sundari Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much. That clarifies.
You're most welcome. I think here Amarendra Prabhu has written a message. His Grace Amarendra Prabhu is saying, according to Prema Vilas 24, Shri Nityananda Prabhu was a disciple. Hold on. According to Prema Vilas 24, Nityananda was a disciple of Ishwar Puri. Shri Jiva states that Nityananda was a disciple of Sankarshan Puri, who was a disciple of Madhavendra Puri, but Bhakti Ratnakar states that Nityananda took Diksha from Lakshmipati, who was the guru of Madhavendra Puri. So both the versions are there, Mataji.
Yeah,
So
no
it could be
worries, Prabhu.
Diksha Guru and Shiksha Guru, like that. One
Yeah,
might
that
be Diksha Guru.
clarifies that at least he considered Madhavendra Puri as his Shiksha Guru.
Hmm.
That clarifies. Yeah. Thank you,
Yeah.
Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. And also in our Bhagavad Gita, I'm trying to pull it up, in the Parampara that Srila Prabhupada gives at the end of the introduction to Bhagavad Gita, I think the same thing is given also, that it is Madhavendra Puri, Ishwar Puri. Is Nityananda Prabhu mentioned there in the list?
It's Lakshmipati Tirtha, then Madhavendra Puri, then Ishwara Puri, then Lord Chaitanya.
Nitai is not mentioned? Oh, it's mentioned.
It's mentioned.
So, yeah, so let me share my screen. So screen share. So this is Bhagavad Gita, the last page of introduction. So this is our disciple section as Srila Prabhupada himself has given. So we have Lakshmipati Tirtha, number 19. Then we have Madhavendra Puri as a disciple of Lakshmipati Tirtha. And then Ishwar Puri, Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Acharya, all three as disciples of Madhavendra Puri. So here Nityananda Prabhu is clearly mentioned as disciple of Madhavendra Puri. And then Lord Chaitanya, like that. So I hope this clarifies, Mataji.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Prabhupada.
Now, little Krishna, who is very big on hearing Hari Katha. Yes. So little Krishna, let me add a spotlight. So this is our Krishna Kanhaiya from New Panihati Dham, sitting in front of Gaur Nitai. He is a very sweet and wonderful, sincere devotee. So dear devotees, please bless him. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. If I knew who Krishna was in his previous life, I would probably be sitting at his lotus feet and hearing from him. But whatever Krishna wants. So Krishna, please speak. You can unmute and speak.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the very wonderful class, Prabhuji. I really like this this Chaitanya Bhagavat, that especially now you're speaking about Lord Nityananda. I really like it. Prabhuji, I had one question. You said that Nityananda Prabhu went to Agastya Muni's ashram, and Agastya Muni and his disciples came out. But I heard Agastya Muni was in Treta Yuga, and he also met Lord Ram. So was it that same Agastya? Was it that same Agastya Muni or different?
Yes, same Agastya Muni. So all these great sages, these Saptarishis, these great sages, they live for the entire Manvantar. Each Manvantar, the Saptarishis and these other great sages, they change. So there were different Saptarishis in the previous Manvantar. In this Manvantar, we have these 7 Saptarishis. In the next Manvantar, they will be different. So they live for the entire Manvantar. So one Manvantar is 71 cycles of the 4 yugas. You know there are 4 yugas, no? Satya Yug, Treta Yug, Dwapar Yug, Kali Yug. That's one cycle. This is called one Divya Yug. 71 such cycles of Satya Yug, Treta Yug, Dwapar Yug, Kali Yug. Satya Yug, Treta Yug, Dwapar Yug, Kali Yug. 71 such cycles is the life of one Manu. And Agastya Muni lives for the lifetime of one Manu. And some of them, like Markandeya Rishi, they live even longer. They live even longer. So Markandeya Rishi lives for the entire Kalpa, entire day of Brahma, where there are 14 such Manus. Means 14 multiplied by 71, that is 1000. 1000 cycles of Satya Yug, Treta Yug, Dwapar Yug, Kali Yug is the life of Markandeya Rishi. So Agastya Rishi, all these, they have very long life. So it's the same Agastya Rishi of Treta Yug. Is that okay, beta?
Prabhuji, does that mean that he is living now also?
Yes, but now this age is so contaminated. There is so much pollution and plastic and nonsense going on that these rishis, they have subtle body and they are not visible to us. They are not visible. They don't have bodies like us where the heart has to pump blood and the blood has to flow and they have to eat and they have to answer nature's call like us. They need a toilet. The bodies of these rishis are very divine. Agastya Rishi could swallow the water of all the oceans. So he doesn't have a stomach. If he had a stomach like our stomach, which is just a bag of flesh, then it has a capacity. It has a capacity. It cannot accommodate all the water of the ocean. So these sadhus, these rishis like Agastya Rishi, they have subtle bodies. They are not the bodies like our bodies. So they are not visible to us. And they have sankalpa shakti. What is our shakti? Some muscles. I can lift 100 pounds or 200 pounds. That's it. That is our muscle power. Agastya Rishi doesn't depend on his muscle power. He depends on his sankalpa power, his sankalpa shakti. They just make a sankalpa, let this happen and it will happen. They have that yogic power, mystic power. So their bodies are different and their power is different compared to what we see among ordinary human beings. Is that okay, beta?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you for class.
That's me. Hare Krishna. So now we have Vivek Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. You amazing narration of the pastime of Lord Nityananda Prabhu and his travel and the narration of Sripad Madhavendra Puri. Just wanted to share.
Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur.
Yes, Prabhuji. The only realization one of the best points that you mentioned was you mentioned how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually took part in taking food, even though he was not supposed to take food as a sannyasi from the Sanodiya Brahmin's house. It proves time and again that that theme of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually giving blessing to a devotee who has actually served a pure devotee, that theme seems to be getting repeated again and again, Prabhuji. Like recently also in one of the classes, Devananda Pandit's example was given. So this theme seems to be getting repeated again, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. You connected that particular theme to so many other references. My humble obeisances to you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Vivek Prabhu. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Vinit Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat
Hare
Pranam. Jai
Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada.
How are you, Vinit Prabhu?
By your prayers, I'm getting shelter.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for the wonderful katha, especially the when you were explaining the pilgrimage of Nityananda Prabhu. You were the one thing that you said was that when he saw Madhavendra Puri, he went into ecstasy and he fainted. And then you said that that was because Madhavendra Puri is like a Leela Sthali. He's actually holding all the Leelas of the pastime, of the Lord's pastime. So the Lord's pastimes are kind of manifested. And that made me like question, how is that means pure devotees they are carrying Vrindavan in their heart, because Vrindavan is the land of the Leela of the Lord. The pure devotees are bringing Vrindavan to us because we may not have access to it. But even when we, at our neophyte level, when we perceive them, we still see them as ordinary beings. Like, what happens to the Leelas, like that are, oozing out of their body? Why can't we perceive it?
These leelas that are happening in the body of a pure devotee, like Sripad Madhavendra Puri, are happening in their heart. There are different types of Vrindavans mentioned in our scriptures. One Vrindavan is the Drishyaman Vrindavan. The Vrindavan that if we go now to Vrindavan in India, we go to the Mathura station and then we take a taxi and we go to Vrindavan. what we see with our eyes, that is Drishyaman Vrindavan. Then there is Prakata Vrindavan. Prakata Vrindavan is the Vrindavan that existed 5,000 years ago, when Lord Krishna and Srimati Radharani were physically, personally present on this planet, manifesting their Leela. That is the Prakata Vrindavan. So there is Drishyaman Vrindavan, there is Prakata Vrindavan, then there is a Aprakata Vrindavan. Aprakata Vrindavan is the Vrindavan in Golok Vrindavan that we cannot see. It is not on this planet, it is in the spiritual world, on the spiritual planet, Golok Vrindavan. That is Aprakat Vrindavan, where Aprakat Leela is always going on. It is Aprakat because it is not Prakat to our eyes. Drishyaman Vrindavan is visible to our eyes. Prakata Vrindavan is visible to our eyes if we happen to be at the same time when Krishna is performing his Leela for 125 years, 5,000 years ago. And Aprakat Vrindavan is always going on, the Leela is always going on there. There's a third type of Vrindavan, Aprakat. So Drishyaman Vrindavan, Prakat Vrindavan, and Aprakat Vrindavan. And the fourth Vrindavan is the Vrindavan that manifests in the heart of a pure devotee. And we are not able to see it because we are not tuned into that same frequency. Just like a radio, if you want to hear a particular channel, you have to tune into that frequency. Then you can hear very clearly whatever is being spoken on that channel of radio, whether it is news or whatever. But if you are not in that right frequency, you will get static. Disturbance will come. And you will say, what is going on in this channel? Only disturbance. Actually, it is not disturbance. There is like very clear speech going on that frequency. Similarly, when we see a pure devotee, we only see a person like us. What is this? What is special about this person? He is also getting old. His hair is also getting gray. He is also getting wrinkles on his skin. He also has to eat like me. He also has to sleep like me. Nothing special. We get all that static. We see it very ordinary. But if we tune into the frequency, then we can understand. I will give you an example, Vinit Prabhu. There is one devotee in Vrindavan who was telling me, we went to Radha Damodar temple. And as we were entering Radha Damodar temple, there was a Babaji who was coming. And this devotee who was telling me, he was saying that one time he did some service for this Babaji. This Babaji has a yachak vritti. He doesn't ask any madhukar, he doesn't ask for anything. He just does his bhajan. But one time this devotee got an opportunity to do some service for that Babaji at Radha Damodar temple. And this Babaji embraced him. So this devotee was saying that immediately after that embrace, his tongue started vibrating a particular mantra that starts with the pranav and has one name of Krishna. One particular mantra. It's a confidential mantra, cannot be spoken. But that mantra started vibrating on his tongue. And he had never chanted that mantra before in his life. Just by embracing that sadhu, that mantra started vibrating. So then he asked some followers of that sadhu, that is this the mantra that he chants? They said, yes, that is his mantra. That is the mantra that he chants. And just by embracing that mantra started vibrating on his tongue. What is this? This is because he, at least for that moment, he was able to tune into the frequency, the right frequency, when he did some seva and embraced that Mahatma, that Sadhu Mahatma. So we are not able to see this Leela that is going on because we are not tuned into that frequency. We don't have service attitude like Vivek Prabhu was mentioning. We don't have service attitude. Shrunvatam swakatha Krishna punya shravana kirtana ridantasto hi abhadrani vidhunoti surit satam nashta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati nashti. Nityam bhagavata sevaya means what? Bhagavat is of two types. The Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam and the Mahabhagavat Bhakta, the Bhakta Bhagavat. Like Vivek Prabhu was talking about Devananda Pandit. Devananda Pandit, he offended one Bhakta Bhagavat, that is Shrivas Thakur, and he served later on a Bhakta Bhagavat, that is Shri Vakreshwar Pandit. So this is the second type of Bhagavat, the Bhakta Bhagavat. If we serve a Bhakta Bhagavat, then we can tap into that frequency and we can make spiritual advancement. Therefore, it is very important that we use our time properly, and we don't spend our time associating with people who will not give us that rasa that we want. If we use that same time to serve a Mahabhagavad, then we will get the highest benefit that we are looking for. Clearly it is Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. We have to always serve the person Bhagavat. So when we are performing service for someone, we have to question ourselves. Is this person a Bhagavat? Is this person a pure devotee? And then we should engage in the service like that. So whatever service we are doing, we may be a Bhakti Vriksha leader, we may be a temple president, we may be whatever we are. If we have been ordered to do that service by a Mahabhagavat, by a pure devotee, then all our endeavors will give rise to pure devotional service. They come under the domain of pure devotional service, like that. So is that, does that make sense, Vinit Prabhu?
Yeah, Prabhuji. Service of a Mahabhagavat gives us the receptivity with which we can perceive the leelas that they are carrying.
Yes, if the Mahabhagavat is pleased.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Parima Mataji, please go ahead. Last question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for this wonderful class, and thanks to you. Prabhuji, I don't know if I should be asking this question, but I'm still not that to create some controversy. But Prabhuji, I heard it in one class that we say that Madhavendra Puri was initiated by Acharya from the Madhva Sampradaya, but the Madhvas don't accept that. Somebody from the person from whom I heard this class, he himself had gone to Udupi and he had, seen the records. At least he was shown the records, and they say that there is no mention of Madhavendra Puri in their records. So they don't.
Whose loss is it? It is their loss.
It is theirs. I know. But
is it a matter of pride to say that Shripad Madhavendra Puri is not in our parampara?
No, not at all. That's what I was.
It is their loss.
I was always wondering if our acharyas ever had any discussions with them to kind of prove this point. Yeah,
Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written on this. He gives the exact names of the disciplic succession, and Shripad Madhavendra Puri definitely comes in the line of Sri Madhvacharya. And so when you go from Shripad Madhvacharya to Sri Madhavendra Puri, the names that are mentioned, they are not all the names. Like, let me share my screen with you again. So this list that you are seeing here, Mataji, from Vyasdev, so Shripad Madhvacharya is a disciple of Vyasdev. This everybody agrees. Yeah. Now from Sri Padmanabhji, 6th to Shripad Madhavendra Puri, number 20. These are not all the names.
Okay.
These are not all the names, but Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes all the names. Even here, from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the names are not mentioned. Srila Prabhupada is mentioning the prominent acharyas. For example, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Rupa Goswami, there is a direct connection. Rupa Goswami to Raghunath Das Goswami, direct connection. Now, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami and Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, direct connection. Because Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami came and met Srila Raghunath Das Goswami and heard from him directly. Now, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami and Narottam Das Thakur never met. There is no direct connection. But there are acharyas in between. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, I have the list. I don't have that notebook with me. But Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's disciples are there. And then you come to Srila Narottam Das Thakur. Because, for example, Narottam Das Thakur actually has a direct connection. Narottam Das Thakur is a disciple of Srila Lokanath Goswami. And Srila Lokanath Goswami is a direct disciple of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Correct? So then the parampara goes like this. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, here number 22. Then there is Lokanath Goswami, and direct Diksha disciple is Sri Narottam Das Thakur. Now from Narottam Das Thakur, there is Ganganarayan Chakravarti. Not Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. There is Ganganarayan Chakravarti. Then there is Radharaman Chakravarti. And then from Radharaman Chakravarti, the disciple is Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And then Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur did not directly meet Baldev Vidyabhushan. There is no direct connection between Sri Baldev Vidyabhushan and Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur of Diksha, but there is a connection of Shiksha. Sri Baldev Vidyabhushan got initiated in Jagannath Puri, then came to Vrindavan, and then accepted Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur as his Shiksha Guru. So there is no Diksha connection, but Shiksha connection. And Shiksha connection is more important. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur to Baldev Vidyabhushan, Shiksha connection. Then Baldev Vidyabhushan and Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, there is no direct connection. So Shri Baldev Vidyabhushan's disciple was Shri Uddhavji. Shri Uddhavji's disciple was Shri Bhagwan Das Babaji Maharaj. And Shri Bhagwan Das Babaji Maharaj's disciple was Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. So you see, all the acharyas are not mentioned, only the prominent ones are mentioned. Similarly, here, all the acharyas from Shri Madhvacharya to Shri Madhavendra Puri are not mentioned. But Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions each and every one of the acharyas. Directly Diksha line. It is an unbroken chain, Mataji. From us, from Srila Prabhupada to Lord Krishna, there is actually an unbroken chain. All the acharyas are, the record is there. All the acharyas are mentioned, and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in one of his books, he writes them. I have the list.
Prabhuji, can you post that list on the group, please?
Yes, I will post.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
And secondly, even if there is no connection, we don't have to go. We only have to go to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yeah.
We don't have to go anywhere else. And from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we know for sure there's a direct connection to Srila Prabhupada. Generation wise, all the acharyas are there. All the acharyas are mentioned. But anyway, I will share that, the list of the names. I'll have to search, but I had done research and I had found that list of all the acharyas. So the list is there. But if still some devotees from the Madhva Sampradaya say that Shri Madhavendra Puri was not initiated in their line, then it is their loss. It is their loss. It's a great loss. Because Shri Madhavendra Puri is the pride of the Sampradaya. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is crying, simply thinking of Shri Madhavendra Puri. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with so much joy is glorifying Shri Madhavendra Puri. And someone says that Madhavendra Puri is not in our Sampradaya. It's their loss. But he is there. We are the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. There is no doubt about it. They may say whatever they want to say, but the truth is that we are, and we have all the list of the acharyas with us. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is not going to lie. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur wrote a full bhajan, Krishna Haite Chaturmukha. Have you read that? That from Krishna, knowledge goes to Chaturmukh Brahma. From Brahmaji it comes to Narad Muni, Vyasdev, like that. He has mentioned the whole parampara in a bhajan. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur is not going to lie. Srila Prabhupada has printed this whole list in the Bhagavad Gita. It's not going to lie. So let them say what they want to say. But if they say that Srimad Madhavendra Puri was not in the Madhva Sampradaya, then they are wrong. They are wrong. We have the facts with us. We have the parampara with us. We have all the list of acharyas, and they are wrong if they are saying like that. We are the Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya Sampradaya. There is no doubt about it. I will post the list. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada. So there is one last comment here. Yes, Prabhu, I also had this. Okay. So I think all the questions are addressed. So we'll stop here. Shri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Mahashay ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya Sampradaya ki jai, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Mahashay ki jai. Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.